YouTube. What's up, baby? We back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be continuing the review for The Crow. So I already did a review for The Crow. Now we're doing The Crow 2, entitled The Crow City of Angels. Alright? Now, I told you that I probably was not going to watch The Crow Salvation to do a review on that, nor was I going to watch The Crow Wicked Prayers, because, for one, the Crow Salvation is hard to find unless you order it like on DVD or something like that, and two, The Crow Wicked Prayers seems to be a very, very weak link out of this franchise, so I don't even really want to waste my time with it. But yeah, so we're continuing the review for The Crow. This is The Crow City of Angels, alright? If you've been in this channel, you already know how we do it. We started off with the premise, 3 favorite scenes, the grade, and then we on to the next one, right? So, well, let me say this movie was made in 1996. Definitely did not watch this in the theaters. I think I saw bits and pieces of it like back in the day when it was coming on like HBO and stuff like that, you know. But I don't think I've ever really sat down and completely watched it. And you know, now doing so, I'm ready to review it, you know. But so we got the Crow City of Angels. So the premise of this is basically similar to the last one, but the premise of this is you know, the town or the city, whatever you want to say, that the story's taking place in. There is a ruler over that town, and his name is Judah. His name is Judah Earl, and he's pushing drugs heavily throughout the community and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And just all around, he's a bad dude, right? Now, this movie still has Sarah from the last movie, and she's older now, of course, right? I guess she's been having premonitions of a guy named Ash. Now, Ash is the new Crow on this movie. Now, what happens to Ash is him and his son are, you know, chilling out in a garage, and Ash is doing work on like his motorcycle, and his son is, you know, drawing or whatever, right? They hear some noise in the background. Ash's son goes running out there to see what it was, and Ash tells him, "No, come back, you know, come back." And you know, his son doesn't listen, so he ends up chasing after his son, and they end up running into Judah Earl's like henchmen, and they're in the midst of killing some guy, and because you know, Ash and his son saw the situation, of course they can't let that go out. So despite all the pleading for, you know, his life and his son's life, or just his son's life, you know, saying, you know, I won't say anything, you know, blah blah blah, Judah Earl's henchmen end up killing Ash, and they end up killing his son. So eventually, Ash awakens from the bottom of the I guess it's the ocean. So he awakens from the bottom of the ocean because him and his son are dead, of course, and they've been at the bottom of the ocean for a while, chained up together. So Ash wakes up. He you know, swims, you know, to the surface of the water, and he gets out. And when he gets out, he sees Sarah, and Sarah is there because she had the premonition of Ash being reborn again as the Crow. And Sarah ends up telling him, you know, hey, you know, this has happened to, you know, per se, one of my friends before. I know what's going on. You're the new Crow. You've been blessed to be able to fix things, you know, make things right, make things even for you and your son. And then eventually you'll be able to go back and be reunited with your loved one. And so now Ash is going after Judah Earl's henchmen, plus he's going after Judah Earl. And so, you know, in a lot of ways is similar to number one. Um, the only difference on this one is that, you know, the crow is being played by a different guy, and the guy's reasoning for coming back to life is not because his wife died, but because his son died. But other than that, the aspects are pretty much similar, the same, however you want to say it. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the premise of this movie. I'm trying to think of some of my favorite scenes. It's kind of hard to think about it right now for some reason, but some of these scenes may be out of order, but still. But you know, the ending, of course, with Ash fighting against Judah, that was pretty dope, right? Because we saw the crow have on the first one, he had problems fighting against the main guy on that one. I forgot what his name was, but he had problems fighting against him. But that guy didn't have any power. I think the guy's name was like Top Dollar or something like that. Now on this one, Ash ends up fighting Judah, and Judah ends up finding out a secret as far as to take the crow's power away from him, and Judah gains it himself. So when they're fighting against each other, that's pretty cool because you're seeing, per se, a dark version of the crow, you know, going against the hero, you feel me, Ash. So that was a cool scene. Another one to me would basically be when Ash took out when he took out Curve. That was pretty dope as well. So Ash taking out Curve, yeah, that was pretty dope. Wasn't there wasn't. It's kind of hard to pick my favorite scenes because this one compared to the first one, it's less fighting, and the fighting is not really memorable. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, and my third favorite scene will probably be just when you see when you see Ash laying down. Spoiler alert, Sarah gets shot and she dies. So when you see Ash laying down and he's holding her close to himself, and you realize that the painting that she had drew in her house, that you see that she had drawn earlier, it's of a crowd of people standing around two people that's on the ground, and it's the people that are on the two that are on the ground, laying down on the ground. One of them is the crow, and one of them is a girl. And when you first see that, you kind of think, oh, she's drawing a picture of you know, her friend Eric, you know what I'm saying, and his wife, you feel me? But no, that picture was the scene of her death. You feel me? Like, that was crazy. That was a crazy right there, man. That was crazy. But yeah, all in all, man, this movie was okay. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. And you know, out of all four of the Crow movies, the ones that are watchable pretty much is The Crow, which is the first one, and then The Crow City of Angels, right? Those are basically the watchable ones that I'm hearing. You feel me so far, and you know, those are the ones that I watched so far as well. But for the grade for this, I'm gonna give it I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10, all right? So 6.5 out of 10, not the best grade, not the worst grade. Still above average, still worth your watch if you are into the Crow franchise, whether it be, you know, the comic books or whether it be just the movie, the first Crow movie. You know, if you saw that and you liked it, I would suggest you check out this second one, because that's pretty much all you're going to have until we get a remake. You don't want to watch The Crow Salvation is what I'm hearing, and you don't want to watch the Crow Wicked Prayers from what I'm hearing. So, you know, if you like the first one, you might as well watch the second one. You know, it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? It's different, but it's not that bad. But yeah, man, 6.5 out of 10. If you guys saw this movie, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. Which one do you like the most, The Crow or The Crow City of Angels? Do you think that this movie was like okay? Do you think it was great, or do you think it just was horrible? You know, let me know about that in the comments down below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I am Cali. Until next time.